joining me for our topic today, Firewall, VPN, and Remote Workforce. My name is Mair, and I'm the Senior Product Marketing Manager here at TPX for our Managed IT Services line of business. We're finding a lot of customers are having concerns about cybersecurity, especially for remote workforce. At TPX, we work with thousands of customers nationwide to plan and implement a strong cybersecurity strategy across the organization. We offer a suite of services, including endpoint management, firewalls, backups, and even a secure communications and collaboration solution with Cisco WebEx. Today, I'm going to be talking about firewall and more specifically about VPNs or virtual private networks. To start with, I'm going to go over firewall or next-gen firewalls and do a quick overview. Firewalls or next-generation firewall provides unified threat management, meaning not all firewalls are created equal. A unified threat management solution provides layered, integrated protection all within a single appliance. This means the device, whether it's cloud or premises-based, provides a lot of functions within the single appliance. I'm going to go through these briefly. Antivirus, that helps prevent employees from downloading malicious payload that could infect the computers. Very important, IDS and IPS, which is intrusion detection and prevention system, which detects and blocks known offensive attacks and blocks hacking. Web filtering controls web access by employees and keeps them from reaching sites that may contain malicious code. So if there's specific sites, for example, it could be a porn site, something like that, you could block that site. Application control, you can monitor employees from running bandwidth hogging apps like Netflix or other streaming services or something like that. And SSL, DPI, deep packet inspection, make sure encrypted traffic is inspected. That means the traffic that's going over the network. And then finally, a VPN. This provides a secure connection between the remote workers and the internal network resources. So what is a VPN? I'm going to go into the VPN in more detail. Virtual private network essentially just allows remote access to private LAN resources as if their computer was directly connected to the network. I don't really want to get too technical here, but it basically means that if you're away from your local area network, when you're in the office and you plug in your Ethernet on your computer and it's fast and you can go to the printers, you can access HR resources and things like that, where you have all your local applications, you can still reach them as if you're connected to the network, except you're going through this virtual private network. So the physical channel there on the upper left side versus a virtual private network going into the LAN-based applications or servers. As I mentioned, that it's called a company intranet. Often that's going to be like HR services or benefits or your payroll or getting your benefits and things like that. Inventory, perhaps accounting, sales data, commissions, or even operations information. Anyway, it's just as if you were on the network. I want to go into why a VPN is very important. Not all applications are in the cloud. The applications that we were just talking about aren't cloud-based applications, or they could be cloud applications, but they're actually owned or blocked by the corporate resources. The home network presents very unique security challenges. So look at that picture at the top. Basically, you have a laptop and you have your routers. That's about it. I don't think anybody or very few people are going to have like a real firewall. Your devices may not be protected, meaning the endpoint, the actual device is not protected, so you might not have patching, meaning they're unsecured machines, or you might not, some people might not even have antivirus, anti-spam. And then you have privacy concerns about the data on a wide open network going over the internet. This is where I'm going to go into one, sort of a specific story here or a scenario about hackers. You always hear about hackers. There's DDoS or there's different things that hackers do. But one of the things in this situation is called a brute force attack. Basically, what happens there is they're trying to get your credentials, like by guessing millions and millions of combinations of username and passwords. And once they get in there, you can get all the information. So, um, so why do hackers love public-facing remote desktops? Because there's so much information in there, and they can use their computer, their programs to guess millions and millions of combinations of username and passwords. So basically, you just want to make sure your staff's workstations are getting the same protection as if they were in the office. And down there on the right, all this is you just click on a computer there, and that connects you into the network. It connects you into this firewall. It's a function of the firewall. So I want to go over the advantages of a VPN on a firewall. So as before on the slide, I mentioned the antivirus uh, um, for preventing computer infection, IDS, IPS, web filtering, application control, and the deep packet inspection to ensure data is clean. But there's some specific features that a firewall does, and those are the three at the top that I boxed out there. You're getting encrypted connectivity. So remember that you're getting all these other functions, but now with the VPN, you're getting some very unique functions. So with the encryption connectivity, no one can read what you are sending through the network because it's encrypted. And on the network segmentation, you can allow specific access to different applications on the network. And then finally, there's two-factor authentication. There's a lot of different two-factor authentication offers out there, but this is just a second level code. It can be a text or on the phone or even a fob to know it is you who's accessing the network. A point here is like a free VPN, or you hear about VPN, I just need to get a VPN. It's not the same thing as what you're getting here, because what you're getting is all these other functions. You're getting the firewall functions in here, the IDS, IPS, the web filtering, application control. This is a lot of elements on a firewall that you're going to want um, to make sure that your network is safe. So, what does TPX do? You know, you could say I could go to Fortinet and buy a firewall. What we do is actually manage the service. We are a managed service provider and offer firewall management. So managed firewall service. Instead of buying an appliance and letting it sit, we'll actually monitor that for you 24 by 7, 35. We have a security operations center where we're monitoring what's going on in the network, what's going in and out, whether those are from the VPN or people on the network. We'll configure to make sure those VPNs are configured correctly and all the other configurations. We'll configure backup and storage, so all the information that's on that firewall is backed up. A really important area, I mentioned this on the endpoints, patching, so you're not getting malware is in vulnerability, is that we'll manage the firmware upgrades and vulnerabilities, so you don't have to be looking out for those. You don't need a security expert to be looking for that. If something happens to the hardware, if there's a flood, fire, whatever, um, bring that back and you can return that. We'll update all the policies, other information. And what's really nice here is the type of the log reports, the reports that you can get on here. You're going to have access to a secure online portal, which will give you reports, secure reporting, all the data, what's going on in your network. For example, you can see who's watching Netflix, for example, if you want to block that or whatever, why your network's so slow. And then adding and removing users. So it's really easy to manage, but we will also do that for you. But it's self-service in the portal, but we'll do all the other management there, so you can outsource your IT to TPX. So I got a bunch of videos out on tpx.com. Under video, I have some really nice videos which goes over and demos some of the service, and please go check those out. And if you want to get in touch with the TPX representative and go through a demo of the portal, they'll do that for you as well. And This is part of a series of security and work from home security. And this, along with the endpoints, with our UCAS solution, our endpoint solutions, our backups, we're a one-stop shop for different security services. So get in touch with us. There's our phone number there, 855-924-1398, and talk to your GPX representative for our current customers. Thank you.